Thanks for tuning in to Steel City Football, the 4-1-2. It's a great day to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Let's jump right in. So far in the Pittsburgh Steelers training camp, the stars of the camp have been the big men, whether it's Big Country Darnell Washington, Yaha Black, or Derrick Harmon. They all seem to be playing excellent football. And that's super important for the Pittsburgh Steelers because no matter who your quarterback is, no matter who your wide receivers are, no matter who your studs are on defense, your team goes as the interior line goes, whether it's offense or defense. So when you see somebody like Big Country Darnell Washington, he loses 10 or 15 pounds. He shows up to training camp. The other day, he took on every pass rusher, Alex Highsmith, TJ Watt, Nick Herbig, dominated all of those guys. That was the reports that came out. Then he's also running routes downfield, making spectacular catches. He reminds me of Eric Green back in the day, obviously without all the legal troubles. But I love Darnell Washington. Big Country, that's what I call him. I love his attitude, his aggressiveness. He never complains. If George Pickens had that attitude, could you imagine what George Pickens would have turned into? It's all about your attitude. It's not just about ability. But Darnell Washington, he's finally going to get a real spot in the offense. You know why? Because the Pittsburgh Steelers finally have a quarterback in Aaron Rodgers that can throw him the football. And the same thing with Calvin Austin. He's going to have a much better season this year because we have a real quarterback that can throw the football. Everybody on offense is going to be greatly improved because we're not going to be one-dimensional anymore like we were with Russell Wilson. So there was a report written today about Yaha Black. A lot of reporters, beat reporters for the Steelers, think that he's the steal of the fifth round, a steal for a fifth-round pick. Yaha Black, the most intriguing guy this preseason, Fittipaldo says. Yaha Black was the second of the two defensive linemen the Steelers drafted, but he is drawing just as much anticipation. Throughout training camp, the rookie has garnered a reputation for two things: run defense and swatting passes. Well, maybe those two things and a comically undersized practice jersey that nicely accentuates his Buddha belly. At 6'5", 336 pounds, Black is hard to miss on the field, and it's also apparently hard to throw the ball over his head because he has been batting down passes like it's going out of style, and his stout run defense is certainly getting the attention of those in camp, including the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette's Ray Fittipaldo. The one guy I want to see if it translates from the practice field to the game, he's been awesome out there. The coaches love him, is Yaha Black. He said on 93.7 The Fan yesterday, previewing tomorrow's Steelers preseason opener. The guy is looking like he might be a steal for a fifth-round pick. Fittipaldo added of Black, I know we're only 3 weeks in the camp, and that's why I'm saying he's got to do it in games. But this guy is huge. He bats down passes, and he's been a force in the run game too. They haven't been afraid to put him out there with the ones, and he's done really well with the ones too. I think Black is the most intriguing guy to watch in the preseason. The most impressive thing about Yaha Black and Derrick Harmon is this. For absolutely enormous men, they don't take plays off. They don't. Watch their college film. I mean, Yaha Black is huge. Doesn't take any plays off. I love this about Derrick Carrman and Yaha Black. You can't teach that. Either you have it inside you to want to fight tooth and nail every single play, or you don't. Obviously, it helps to be in condition. But what good is a 350-pound man if every other play you got to take him off the field? I'm not trying to mention any names. But these guys, not only are they big, can run, and are nasty, they're in condition on top of it. And then that real dog mentality where, you know what, I'm going to fight you every single play. It's do or die every single play. And that's what I love about these two big men. Derrick Harmon, Yaha Black, and Big Country Darnell Washington's on offense. But he has the same attitude. I mean, that Darnell Washington last year was playing at 300 pounds. And he's blocking guys 20, 30 yards downfield, destroying people. I absolutely love Big Country. And this is a great nucleus of interior alignment on the offense and defense, and you build Super Bowl teams from the inside out on both sides of the ball, offensive lineman and defensive lineman. Of course, there's been some reports about Broderick Jones. Some people say he's been playing better the last couple of days. Then you get reports also saying that on certain plays, he doesn't know the snap count or the play. It's just like, you know what? Come on. I don't want to hear that. I really don't want. You don't know the snap count? You're in the NFL and you don't know the snap count? People say, oh, you're picking on him. I'm not picking on the guy. You're a first-round draft pick, and you go out there and you don't know the snap count. And you know what? It isn't just me. Watch the game film from last year. They're in their stance. He's looking around to the other offensive linemen. He's talking because he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know the snap count. The other offensive linemen are annoyed and ignore him. And then after the play, he runs and chases them down and grabs them by the jersey. Like, guess what, Broderick? It's your fault. It's not Mason McCormick's fault. It's not the other offensive lineman's fault. It's your fault because you don't prepare. You don't look at the playbook. You don't know what the hell you're doing. Part of that, you know what? If you're not in condition, you have mental breakdowns. Now, he looks lean and mean. I'll give him that. He looks the part. But he doesn't play the part. And I'll keep going back to this every single time. If you look at the game tape from last year, when Broderick Jones didn't know what he was doing, you know what he did? Intentionally whiffed on the play. He did not hit anybody. Came out of his stance, put his head down. They treated him like a bull, like touche. He went right by, didn't touch a defensive player on the entire play. If I see that as a coach, it's one thing if you mess up and you still come out of your stance and you blow somebody up and you hit somebody. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. We could deal with it. It's another thing to come out of your stance. You have no clue what you're doing. And instead of helping your teammate by hitting somebody, you do not. There is multiple play after play where Broderick Jones, you know what he did on the play? Absolutely nothing. You know who he hit on the play? Air. And I'm not exaggerating. He hit air. Like, that is not acceptable at all. I don't want to hear about a first-round pick. I don't want to hear about his money. If he wants to do stuff like that, he shouldn't be wearing the black and gold and be a Pittsburgh Steeler. I'm not going to get all impressed because Broderick Jones showed up to camp and he won one rep against TJ Watt. Congratulations, Broderick. I mean, you're a first-round pick. You need to perform like it. Enough with the coddling already. Oh, you're being negative. No, I'm not being negative. Again, it's one thing. You know, if you messed up the play and you went out there and you're putting your body on another body, you're taking up space and you're being physical, I can live with the error. It's like, who cares? You can't even tell the difference for the most part. But when he's in his stance and you can tell he doesn't know what he's doing, and then he's like, you know what? All right, F all you. Since you're not going to tell me what to do, I'm just going to whiff on the play. Let me know when I'm lying. Watch the game film from last year. Broderick Jones, when I see him do it, absolutely pisses me off to no end. You know, then Cam Hayward and Chris Boswell want more money from their contracts. Now, Chris Boswell, what the Pittsburgh Steelers are paying him is absolutely criminal. And looking at Chris Boswell deserves to be paid a lot more money than that. So I'm not going to get into the contract details. It's just boring. And if you look at it from Cam Hayward's perspective, and you see all the other defensive tackles who are paid more money than him, and then you got Jono Smith making $12 million a year and Cam's getting 16. Jono Smith has not done anything in the NFL. He had one good year last year in the NFL at year 9. The Steelers gave him a raise just like they did with Jalen Ramsey. They gave them raises. They were asking for money. Oh, and by the way, here's some more money because we like you so much. Come on, Mr. Rooney. I mean, once the market reset itself, shouldn't you have went to Cam and say, you know what, Cam, we're going to throw you an extra couple, $5 million, $8 million, whatever he wants, just to put him up there with the upper echelon defensive tackles? Sometimes I don't understand the way the Pittsburgh Steelers do business. It's almost like the guys that perform, they take care of last. And free agents and guys that are terrible, it's like, oh, here's some money. Here, you know what? Look what they did with Patrick Queen. They gave him the biggest free agent deal in history of Pittsburgh Steeler football. And he totally crapped the bed last year. He wasn't worth the money. Hey, you're going to say he had 110 tackles. In the biggest game of the year, the playoff game, I know people will say he's sick. He didn't want no part of tackling Derrick Henry at all. Zero. He committed the cardinal sin wearing the black and gold. So I just, sometimes the way the Steelers do things is very confusing. TJ Watt got taken care of last. Fine, the deal got done. But shouldn't he have been taken care of first? Chris Boswell, Cam Hayward, why should they have to ask? Why do you have to cause, I mean, from the outside looking in, why do you have to cause some type of animosity? Go to them. They're your players who perform. Make examples of them. Make the team realize, like, hey, if you perform, we're going to take care of you. We're going to go to you. We're going to make it easier. That would be smart business. Guys that perform. It's a performance-based business. It's not because I like Cam. I do like Cam as a person. I do like Boswell as a person. I do love TJ Watt as a person. But guess what? If they play like total shit, I wouldn't say they deserve all this money. These guys, these players deserve the money. So just pay them the money. Aaron Rodgers, he's not going to play in the preseason opener. I don't want him on the field anyway. That's a good decision by Coach Tomlin. Don't fall into peer pressure. I don't want to know how he could do. Just get him to the games and we'll go from there. Last thing I'm going to add, some of the offensive tackles for the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're saying that Y.A. Black comes with the nasty. He has the Steelers offensive tackles' attention. He comes with a lot of grit. He comes with the fight. He comes with the nastiness. Jones said of Black via the Steelers website. He's a big physical dude. It's hard to move him. I feel like he's going to be a tough individual for us for the rest of camp and for the season coming up. We've got a lot of depth, and it's good to have depth at different positions. Well, so far, the big men in training camp have been the stars of training camp. Darnell Big Country Washington, Y.A. Black, and Derrick Harmon. That's great news for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And with that being said, thanks for tuning in to Steel City Football, the 4-1-2.